As if Falling in Reverse already were not experimental or ballsy enough, we have All My Life coming up. Quite quickly, in fact, like right off the heels of Ronald. It was quite a surprise to me where I just pulled up my feed one day and I'm like, wait, Falling in Reverse already has a Never contribution on Popular Monster out? Okay, I thought we'd have to wait for the record to debut to get this one, or maybe some of the others. I'm always game, though, for a Falling in Reverse song, especially coming off of Ronald. That was a lot of fun. Or previous pieces that we've engaged with of what has become the construction of this record, which already sounds like it's going to be quite fun. But now we're adding in, post the last two pieces, and then we had the Papa Roach Last Resort cover in between, but Watch the World Burn and Ronald, where we had that natural of what Falling in Reverse has done very well before, rap and metal intermixing. Now we have metal plus country. This is different, and this is tapping back a number of years for me, because I remember when I was a tween, I went through my country phase for like 1 to 2 years. It was all I was listening to. You know, I've said before of my journey in the music world, I was raised on like Christian music in the contemporary sphere over many years, and that eventually led to a Christian rock introduction, Christian metal, even closer to that, of course, inevitable, and then I eventually expanded. But right in the middle of that was a country phase that popped up, and I don't know why. Because I've kind of fallen away from country music for the most part, with very light exception. But I'm open. You know, I've said in the past, I maintain an open door policy here really to anything, though we concentrate our attention mostly on metal and what I call collaborative consultations, whether we happen to be introducing ourselves to works together that I'm familiarized to already, or I'm witnessing on fresh witness with all of you. And however you approach, by the way, to this video with Falling in Reverse, familiarity or lack thereof, I hope you feel welcome. You are in for a very strong name within the metal / alternative / country sphere, apparently. This is going to be, I'm sure, a fun opportunity for you to engage with very talented artists, both on the instrumental respect and vocals. Ronnie Radke is an impressive talent. And this video is quite an effort, from what I understand, about 7 to 8 months in the waiting wings. I think I remember somebody that's a part of this video in a cameo role, I won't spoil who, but apart from others as well, that this was, I believe, filmed in December. So this has been in the waiting wings for some time, and I'm grateful that we finally get to engage with it together. And I guess maybe reignite my country, I don't know, love might be a bit of a strong word at this point, enamorance, temptation. Because, I mean, I went through this phase, but I have heard from everybody that's gotten to this song prior to me, because I'm always late on the ball of everything, and I do apologize for the delay. I keep meaning to get back to Falling in Reverse in a much more extensive focus, and you'll see what I mean. I'm kind of hinting for the future, but I've been following this group ever since I was first introduced to Popular Monster, haven't regretted a day. I love their catalog, and I'm sure All My Life will impress with its country metal fusion. That's very interesting to me. Plus, a first introduction for me to Jelly Roll, which I believe he's a notable celebrity within the country sphere. Again, I don't follow country music. I haven't for a while. I don't know. I'm just going off, again, what I've heard in conversation here or there, and what I can assume with Falling in Reverse, which is, I'm sure, going to be quite a strong number that is going to delight audiences wherever they are, and however early on or late they're into with their Falling in Reverse fellowship. Again, I hope you feel welcome yourself in approaching a work that, from what I've heard in conversation, is quite unique. And I'm sure the video, knowing past exposures we've taken on the evolution of Popular Monster, and what pieces we've humored off of it so far, although they were categorized differently earlier on, I'm sure it'll be quite impressive and boastful. It always is with Falling in Reverse. They have quite a grand presence to them. I'm sure All My Life will follow suit fittingly, and we will enjoy it together. Country metal, though. Let's see how effective this is. Hang on a minute. Alright, let me get it readjusted. There we go. Okay, yeah, we're going back in time here. Covered wagons, horses.
Yeah, I've been high and low, I've been
I don't remember Pegasus is in country.
Searching for my love in all the wrong places. Word up on the streets is
Well, you know, if I heard him on like one of the local country outlets, I wouldn't be shocked. He sounds like a country singer. Jack of all trades. Okay. More aggressive bass here, alright. Yeah, this really doesn't explicit country swing, and yet it's still rock. The vocals sound really good, though, blended to the tone of the song. Oh my.
I've been through hell and back. I've had my share of drama, baby. Please cut me some slack.
As I said, not to spoil the cameos. A surprise, though. Well, that trade-off's pretty nice. This is very much explicitly country and metal in different stripes, and then it's an amalgam in other places. But it's really got a nice swing to it. By the way, appropriate casting. I'll talk about that more in a minute. Holy crap. It really does work. The score towards the end of a number is adapting well. I notice this. Wow. Who is surprised that this is so effective? But who's going to try to do this next? It still has that outlandish edge. I mean, all I heard about in reference was country metal, country metal, country metal, other than some cameos, of which, as I said, quite a surprise, and I think appropriate. I'm just saying, casting what's becoming a bit of an evolving career within the music video world. This is following Tom MacDonald, who I will also tell you is a preview I have written down for Phase 2 at some date, and I'm thinking of, what number was it? Snowflakes? I think it's the name. That's a funny number. I remember I think it was called Snowflakes. But that was Blair White's musical debut, or music video debut. It was appropriate casting there, and especially if you know the number and the narrative script. Casting Blair, though, as the sheriff, that's a genius. That's a fun number, though. It's a surprise, and it works. Just like, as I've said, Falling in Reverse at this point has mastered rap and metal integration, the fact that they've interwoven country, and it helps, I think, because of the pattern of notes chosen and the speed and placement of the beats of emphasis, it allows the riffs to feel natural and balanced. The heavier edge to this is really nice, but you start out with this country swing, and you're like, this isn't Falling in Reverse, this is very different, and yet Ronnie Radke is suited, I guess, as I said, jack of all trades. Any extreme vocally he needs to go in, apparently, it works. Because now he could be topping Ronnie Radke's a bit of a musical genius, I would clarify. I know many others would agree. But I don't want to speak for anybody, but I mean, we all look at where Falling in Reverse has gone at this point, and it's quite imaginative in terms of vision. And country metal is the last thing that I was expecting. Quite a surprise, again, when I heard word of mouth. And now that I've actually listened to it in its entirety, and in context to every minute of it, it's a score that, again, like I said, adapts well. the beat organization fits to the riff pattern, and yet they're still able to add these levels of differentiation where it feels appropriate for the number to swing between metal and country primarily. And maybe I would say the country swing most explicitly is either the introduction of Ronnie Radke doing a vocal country style in a much mellower voice, or the Jelly Roll verse. I think that's the second verse of the number, I'm pretty sure. That's an explicit country tone. This was my phase from many years ago that we're digging into thanks to Now Falling in Reverse. I'm going back into my country roots. And are we going to have more groups crop up that decide to go, that demand consultation here with a country focus? Okay, so maybe our atmosphere of what we recognize typically will expand. I don't know. Again, I keep an open door policy to anything. So country is, I guess, now fair game. But, I mean, maybe there's a world of country metal that's existed before Fallen in Reverse. I don't know, or this could be a first. It's a first for me. I have not heard a fusion project like this before. And it's perfect. It works. Again, I think it's because there's... And especially, well, for non-metal listeners, too. I mean, if you're walking into Fallen in Reverse not necessarily being a metalhead yourself, but maybe you're a fan of country, maybe Jelly Rolls what brought you in. Again, I know I saw good word of mouth given to his name because he's again the collaborative guest, and there was some circulation of talk in terms of his accolades in the country sphere. I wouldn't know, though, because it's been a long time since my country hoedown days. But I would imagine maybe Jelly Roll would bring some country listeners in. The question I have is, I guess for those listeners, does the metal side to this piece appeal to you? Because they're two differentiated extremes, and yet they integrate naturally. That, where is it, the song? It's post the second chorus. By the way, well-presented video, as always, from them. It's much more grounded, though, than usual. It's far less CGI-heavy. And maybe I'm fuzzy on some of the details here, and perhaps in other places I'm reading too much into this. There's a couple cameos in particular besides not just Blair White. There was another one. And Ronnie's girlfriend towards the end of the video. Okay, I think she's a pro wrestler. I might have this wrong. I love Fallen in Reverse numbers, but I don't necessarily know every facet to Fallen in Reverse culture of what everybody else knows in their fan circles. I'm still very much learning. And we will with time. Again, this is a evolving adventure that we're in present day right now, but I am planning very soon that we might dig back further. Actually, I would say probably an even balance between fresh witness interactions and reintroductions to some favorite numbers of theirs for me. And as well, considering Popular Monster as a record, we have a little more time we'll be spending here. Just forewarning, but I think you'll be excited if you are a Fallen in Reverse fan. I love covering their work, so that I'm looking forward to our future adventures together, however those shape out and however quickly. Anyways, cameos, I still have a lot to learn, so I think that's his girlfriend. I only know that because I saw not only the reference articles of the cameos, but a TikTok that was put out. And then the other one I think is a retired wrestler. I have to wonder, because I have seen some chatter, notably because of some recent uploads that Blair has put out. I have to wonder if there's a context to this that's married socially in view. The timing of the release is not lost on me, given the context, so I wonder how deliberate of a pushback, at least at some level, this might be, because you know the way the internet is. And if you're familiarized as a Fallen in Reverse fan to internet chatter of a lot of nothing burgers, I have to wonder if this is sort of like a clapback from Ronnie Radke. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if so. Again, the guy's a bit of a... Do I say genius? And I feel quite a connection to him every time I listen to one of their scores. He's a smart guy. The fact that we're interweaving, I mean, again, we've created such a beautifully articulated metal country fusion number, and it's so effectively delivered on beyond just a fun pitch that you find inviting, especially if you admire originality and experimentation like me. You're like, oh, how is this going to sound? And then you hear the delivery with specified appeal, I think, for non-metal listeners, and namely country fans and metalheads like me. This appeals to so many different extremes. I wasn't expecting the video, at least towards the end, to get as far-reaching as it does. I'm still, I guess, trying to piece some of the details together. The last thing that I expected was, is this line dancing? It kind of reminds me of that. I did line dancing on 2 occasions as part of a Square Dance fundraiser thing for my church. That was fun, but it looks kind of similar to me, but they have a different name in the country world. But is that... I don't know. Again, I'm really digging back here in terms of my country familiarities. This would be like a honky-tonk, hoedown. I mean, I'm just using those terms because they sound like country fun terms to me. I'm not exactly sure what the definition is. Is this what you would describe as a hoedown? Because if so, I'm down. I will get on. No, I don't have a fedora. I will buy a fedora and I will get on that dance floor myself and be a part of that group. Because again, I come from a dance history as well for 18 years. That was such a fun chapter of my life. I would jump into this immediately. It's fun. I think it would work. I mean, if you're going to do like there's a challenge, like any line dancing spheres or any type of like country, or even maybe square dancing extremes. I wonder how, would anybody be willing to use falling in reverses all my life and try and see if it works in like a large class setting? Like, could you do square dancing calls to this? That would be so fun. Holy crap, that'd be amazing. I don't know. There's an idea. I don't know, maybe I need to start something. I never did square dance calling, but I just did the dancing portion. But oh, that'd be so much fun. I think this is a number that has a lot of life to it. I don't just solely appreciate its independent creativity, which is boastful, and it's different. I love that about Falling in Reverse, but again, it's that same love that I have for this group. Time and time and time again, my reverence just grows, and their appeal, I think, grows. They're going to reach a lot of people with this one. They already haven't gotten a wide berth of people, and their videos do pretty well, and songs in terms of their traction with different circles. I would imagine this is going to bring a lot of people in. Maybe with the Jelly Roll connection. Maybe that's how you approach All My Life. Is you're a country fan and you know Jelly Roll's accolades, whereas I don't. You can better speak to them if you wish to. Put those in the comment section if you'd like. To educate all of us that have not been very active in that space for some time, I'm open to it, but maybe that's the point of approach for you, where now you would consider yourself a Falling in Reverse fan, and maybe your early metalhead days, who knows? But I love this. I hope you did too. It's just a fun experience holistically. I'd love to hear again, because music is very much a subjective art, first and foremost. What do you think? And do you think All My Life has life, in fact, in its future, let's say, for example, in the country dance sphere? I mean, that scene, I think, makes it a possibility. I would have loved to be a part of that. That's like, get me back in my glory days. I had such a fun time. I miss dance so much. I gotta get out more. Could you make Falling in Reverse work? I mean, I've got a local group that's starting up pretty soon in my community that's doing square dancing lessons again in the fall, so I don't know if they take recommendations. That's mostly senior citizens, but I don't know. Maybe they could get some grandmas and grandpas interwoven into, favorability of Falling in Reverse based on this number. I don't know. It's got such a deliberate country edge that it might appeal. I think this number is going to have quite a reach to it if it hasn't already. I know I'm looking at it a bit late, but it's fun. I can't wait to hear it again. Its imagination is quite delightful. Its surprises, too, are very interesting. But the fact that we have a country metal fusion number that is so effectively defined, that's impressive. And Falling in Reverse goes for it, and I respect it greatly because they always succeed. And we have no different case here from that. Now, what's in store for Popular Monster on the remainder of the record, I have no idea. We could have other genre deviations, or maybe more of a central rock metal focus to what Falling in Reverse is known for. It makes me even more curious, because All My Life is an effective enigma, an instantly appealing one. Thank you so much for watching this video. Before you bounce, feel free to drop a like and comment, subscribe to this channel with a ding on the bell, and share this video with your friends. And consider checking out the description here. There you'll find links to my other channels, as well as addresses to my other social media accounts and ways you can help support my work if you feel so inclined. May God bless you, and looking forward to when our paths cross again.